Hello, I'm John. This is my Primaris Space Marine attack bike conversion, and you're watching Wargames, Models and Other Hobbies. Hello and welcome to what is the final video on converting this Primaris Space Marine attack bike. Since the last video I've done a few things. I've filled these holes with green stuff. I've also put a styrene sheet on the underside of the sidecar to bulk it out, as well as a spare bit of the original ATV model on the back underneath, just to stop that sidecar from looking too hollow. What I'm going to be doing in this video is completing the weapon operator and attaching the weapon to this. For this I'm going to be using magnets for the weapons, but for now let's stick the gunner in place. So I'm going to start with the multi-melter. What I'm going to be doing with these is trimming off the stalk at the bottom because it sits a little bit too far forward on the sidecar to drill a hole, and I'll be placing a magnet on the bottom as well as magnets in the handles either side. So I'm just going to trim off the spike on the bottom and tidy up that base. So now that sits nicely just there like that. So what I want to do is position the arms holding onto the weapon and glue them in place. Before I do that, however, I need to put the first magnets in place and also stick the magnets to the end of the handholds as well to attach. So let's have a look at these magnets. These are 2mm neodymium magnets. Let's just get one stalk out. So here we have a little stalk of magnets all connected together. I usually use these in aiding with the gluing and so on. So what I'm going to be doing in these holes here is gluing a magnet in place on both sides so I can then attach directly to the arms. So the first thing I'm going to do, a little bit of super glue. So we now have a magnet on this side and a magnet on that side. So the next thing I want to do is stick a magnet on the end of the hand on that little handle. What I'm actually going to do, because of the amount of space the magnets take up, I'm going to take that whole rod off and stick a magnet in its place. Okay, so there we have two magnets on the arms, and what I need to do now to position this is glue these in place while the gun is sitting where I roughly want it to be. So to do that, just going to use some plastic glue and put that on both arms. Okay, let's hold that in place till it dries. Okay, so I've left it a little bit of time for the arms to dry, and while I was doing that I put the magnets in the other weapon. So what I should be able to do now, I'm going to do this carefully just in case the arms haven't quite stuck. I can lift one weapon out and then drop another weapon in. So this arm isn't quite dry yet. You can see by that little bit of movement. So I'm going to leave that in place for now. I was thinking about putting a magnet on the bottom, but I don't think I'm going to worry now, because as I move this around, you can see that it stays in place. I might add a few more details to this, I'm not sure at the moment, but for now it's going to go with the rest of the bikes. So I have move that just to there. I have 3 bikes and now a ATV attack bike to create a nice 5-man squad. Really enjoyed this conversion. I'm looking forward to painting it. I'm probably going to do it in one of my homebrew chapters, so when I get round to painting it I'll do a video on that to show you the process that I use. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this series of videos. I'm really happy with the result of this attack bike. I always loved the attack bike as a model. It is quite old now, which is why they've retired it, but I really wanted one for my Primaris Space Marines, and I'm not too keen on the ATV when it comes down to it, but I think this is a nice go-between. Having it on the larger base fills that size profile of the ATV as well, so I think it works quite nicely. But anyway, like I said, it's the last video. I hope you've enjoyed this series. If you'd like to see any other conversions or any other techniques, please drop a comment. But for now, please like and subscribe. My name's John, and you've been watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies.